I'm really good. How about you, Mary? How about you? How about you?
Good, good.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So it's not so much that there changes, Mary, to the
Yeah,
program itself. No, no, not really. It's just more in the way to do it. So when you guys joined, I was kind of a bit casual in terms of how you do it, leaving it up to you as much or as little as you want. Because to me, you volunteers, and I don't want to be stressing and putting a pressure on you to do it in a particular way. But then, as I
yeah,
went through it, I said, there's a bit more to this, and to get the full power out of it, it is kind of important to do it the way it's intended. And all this really is that is when you start. There's a little description before when you go to. You have the login information, right? You should have it in an
yes.
email
Yep,
from.
I saved it. I got it.
Okay, good. Okay. So there is the little description before in module one, the
Yep,
introduction. And so this is just to get a notebook or a file, and I'd recommend you do it on your computer or a laptop or somewhere where you can type them out. If you handwrite them, retype them into the computer in some point because it allows you to search your notes. And you want to make three separate files, or have in your notebook have space for three different things. One you want for your repeat backs, and I'll explain in a moment what that is. So you want a
yeah,
repeat back file, a takeaway file, and the dictionary of power file. And the repeat backs is when you go through the sessions, you're essentially going to come back and say, okay, so here's what I understood, module one, session one, to me. This is what I thought the session, what it was saying, what the way of impeccability was saying, and then you explain what it says. This has got nothing to do with how you understood it. Sorry, personally, how you take it, but what you thought it meant. So it's checking your understanding, your comprehension. Then
right.
the takeaway file and said, okay, now you're checking to see, did I understand it correctly? And then let's just say, I say, yes, Mary, you got it. That's exactly what it meant. All right, cool. Then the next thing is then the takeaway file. Okay, all right, now that I know I've understood it as it was intended to be understood and what it's meant in there. Now, this is what is important to me from this. This is what I take away from it. This is what's relevant and pertinent to me. And that's your takeaway file. This is what I take away from it that I want to use and apply, make use of, and add to my life, change on. This is what's significant to me, and so on. That's your takeaway file. And then, of course, you're also going to do the dictionary of power, which is the entry of the conceptions and the terms that are really, really meaningful to you, that have a greater meaning than just the word itself. Like in the way we use resonance, we use it to mean more, or we use, impeccability means more than what it just usually means out in the world. So that's the dictionary of power, those terms that are really, truly significant and have a deeper, greater meaning to them.
Yeah,
Because those terms are, now keep in mind, this dictionary of power, when you make the title for it, it's Mary's dictionary of power. Right? You're not making a dictionary of power that's the way of impeccability. We can do that. We can make a joint one that everybody has. But yes, some of the terms are going to be in mine and Venus and Mary's. Erica and Donna's and everybody else's. But it's what they mean to you, and then you are going
right.
to put the entry in there. And at some point in time, you're going to come back and say, okay, impeccability means this to me. Determination means this to me. Like balance, balance is probably the first entry into Erica's dictionary of power, because capital B, balance, for Erica, it's a huge deal. She's like very focused on balance. Balance is a very big part of her life. It's a very profound thing. So it's those core conceptions that really make a difference to you as a person. And the reason why this is important is because there are going to be building blocks we come into at session 3. We're going to do a session on a new self-conception, and these power terms that go into a dictionary of power are the building blocks for that new self-conception of Mary. And this is very transformative. So these are your core underpinnings, the things that really make you, but in the terms themselves. So that's a big
Yeah,
deal. So that's all. It's just to, and then at the end of all of the sessions, there are exercises to do, like a little bit of homework. So it's to go online and do the session and do your repeat back, do your takeaway, and make the entries into your dictionary of power, and then to do, if there's a specific task to do that specific task. So, and because those
yeah,
are important to do. not a big deal, but to do it
Yeah.
this way, to give it this, like full seriousness, it's a huge deal, Mary. It reshapes the brain. Very big deal.
Yeah, no, I get that. You know what? I was part of the way there or all the way along anyway,
Yes.
and keeping my notes. So
Okay, brilliant. So just
you know,
start again. Just start
Yeah.
again. It'll be really exciting. And you know, Sher's coming this week. So since you and Sher last time, I think you were kind of on a like parallel a little bit, right? Doing it together, somewhat. Not that it was, you know, specifically together. It just happened to be the timing was more or less the same. Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep.
it's just cool that it just so happens that Sher's going to, you know, come back on Tuesday. We're very specific, you know, I put on my calendar. It's on Sher's calendar. So on Tuesday at
Okay,
11.
so Tuesday, Wednesday, and what'd you say, Friday?
And Friday, yes. I'm just going by Sher's times. If that works for you, you know, we can adjust them as appropriate, of course.
Okay.
But I just figured it would be kind of cool to do and hear others repeat backs, to hear each other's takeaways, and to, you know, just to, because it's always nice when we do these things together. It's very powerful. It's very powerful.
Yeah. Well, now that my old lady has moved back to Massachusetts, I've got more time. So
excellent.
You know, I should be able to work around it without a problem. I don't think.
Oh, brilliant. Perfect. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love it. I love it.
That unless my sister sends me a ticket, she wants me to come visit her. If her husband doesn't go on vacation, she's sending me a ticket to join her.
Wow. Exciting.
I'm hoping her husband stays home, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I know.
That asshole
we can only hope. We can only hope. So if it does, it does. If it isn't, you work around it, and we find other ways to be strategic. You know. So
yeah.
All excited.
Good. Yeah. Nope. I just wanted to check in because I know I've been MIA. You know, I needed a little.
It's all good.
A little downtime for me.
Yep.
So,
everything as appropriate. You know, there's no pressure on us. We don't have to do one module a week. You know, it can be one every 2 weeks or whatever. But you know, it's up to you, the timing. I just do recommend to build some kind of consistency and continuity into it. You know, this is important. So that is important. So one doesn't lose the thread, you know, because if you lose it too long enough, then you kind of have to start again like we have to now, you know. So
True.
just to be, and the thing is too, if you do this way that we're going to do it, you're going to see the power of it, and that it's going to pull you in so much that, man, you're going to be like keen to come back the next week and do it. It's very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah.
So you know, Erica's just started doing it as well. You met Erica, I think, right? Or been on?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
And you know, she did it last week, and you know, this coming week she'll be on module 2. And it's, man, the power in this for like when you see it with Erica, it's unbelievable. You know, it's really brilliant to see how much it makes a difference, you know, and energizes and motivates and connects, and there's just a lot going on. So it's huge.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, you know, it's a big deal. So I would recommend doing module 1 and doing all the homework, and then also doing module 2. So that for Tuesday and Wednesday we can do both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe module 1 on Tuesday, and then you're ready for module 2. Sorry, session 2. Module 1, session 2. So you got session 1, session 2. Sorry, I meant session 1 and 2, because session 1 and 2 kind of go together. You know, normally the sessions don't. Inside a module, yes, there's a theme for each module, but they don't necessarily go together. But module 1, session 2. Module 1, session 1, and session 2. They do go together. So.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, but first do 1 and then do all of the repeat backs, do the exercise and all that, you know, do the 4 things that need doing, and then go to 2 and do the 4 things.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
All right, Mary. All right.
Alrighty. You have a good afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye, Mary. Bye-bye.